What is up, guys, and welcome back to our St. Louis Blues Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode series. So, we underperformed this season based on the fact that we won the Stanley Cup last season, and then we didn't really lose anybody, but we did add people. We finished with only 95 points on the season. It felt like we were kind of squeaked into the playoffs, although the fourth place Minnesota Wild were 14 points behind us. We struggled all season with poor play from Matt Murray and just poor play from our defense in general, I believe. We let in quite a number of goals. We were fine offensively, but we do have a first round date with the Colorado Avalanche, so that seems like they really benefited from this fantasy draft as they are good again. Looks like they have Patrice Bergeron as their best player. So offensively, we are 3 points better. Defensively, 3 points better. Goaltending, they have 1 point advantage on us. So based on those ratings, we should handle the Avalanche this series. But as I say that, we're probably gonna get swept. So there's a look at our lines. We do have Henrik Sedin now as our second line center. Anthony Mantha up to an 87 overall. Holy shit. For some reason, he's listed as a sniper in the game. That's just not true, based on those stats especially. I mean, his shot is 4.5, but he's definitely a power forward. 5-star skating, 5-star physical. 6'5", 214. Like, if that doesn't scream power forward, I don't know what does. Yeah, there's our lines. Again, I guess power forward, 6'1", 210. But whatever. Alright, so let's look at the Colorado Avalanche. Okay. Pretty fucking good first line there with Okposo, Bergeron, and Kucherov. First line is pretty scary, actually. Second line of JVR, Monahan, and Hoodler. Pretty good line as well. Pretty good to be a second line, especially with an 88 and 86. Third line, they got Ladd, Soderberg, and Eric Stahl. Pretty good third line, too. And fourth line, Logan Shaw, Chip Chura, and Soshnikov. I feel like they have pretty good lines overall. But the thing about them is they don't have like an interchangeable depth like we do. Like for us, pretty much our second line could be our third line and vice versa, and our fourth line could be, honestly, it could be some team's second line if they were bad enough, but for us it's our fourth line. So the game says we have a 3-point advantage there. I don't know if I agree with it being as high as 3 points, but it's whatever. I do feel like we have at least a little bit of an advantage, though, based on the forward line. So defense, they got Jack Johnson paired with Alec Martinez, and then Mark Mathot and Johnny Oduya, and then Kevin Gravel and Gustav Olofsson. Gustav, you're right. Jesus. So that's their defensive pairings. A couple of 88s up there on the top pairing. It's a decent top pairing, but the second pairing, second line with an 85 and an 83 is not good, and the third with an 82 and an 80 is not too good either. If you look at ours, we have Provorov on our second pairing as an 89, and then Alsner on our third as an 86. So I feel like we have quite a bit of an advantage there defensively. And looking at our goaltending, we have Matt Murray, 86 overall. Came on strong towards the end of the season, but the beginning of the season and at least the first half, maybe the first half plus, he was not good. To put it lightly, he was not good. They have Craig Anderson in net as an 87 overall with Elvis Merzlikins as their backup. Alright, so that's what the Avalanche look like. I'm going to take a quick look at their stats before we get into this series. Anything short of at least a conference final run, I believe, would be disappointing for us this season, especially based on winning the Cup last season and making some mid-season trades where we sort of mortgage our future for like the short-term success. If we lose the first round, then the Henrik Sedin trade will go down as being pretty bad on my part. But their top line, all 70-plus point guys, and they kind of drop off from there. The second line of Hoodler, Monahan, and then JVR are in the 50s and 40s. But their third line, pretty good with Ladd, Soderberg, and Stahl in the high 30s, low 40s. Their fourth line down here, barely scratching double digits. Their top defensive pair, though, 44 points and 32. Pretty good looking there. So their top line is really their weapon. I could not find a word that fit what I was thinking there. Their top line is their main weapon, and then their second line is pretty good, and their third line is really good to be being a third line. So shutting down their first and third lines, I believe, is going to be the big key, and then figuring out Craig Anderson, 238 GAA and a 921 save. Getting past him will be another key for us, as well as our depth scoring. So we're built as a team where we have a really good first line, yes, but we also have really good second, third, and fourth lines. So if all those lines are clicking and all those lines are rolling and scoring goals, we should be fine. So first period in Colorado, game 1, we do not have home ice advantage, as Colorado has 3 points more than us on the season. They had 3 more overtime losses. So we are on the road. Game 1, period 1, outshot by 4, but no score. Second period. All right, so we got on the board first with Philip Forsberg, but Matt Murray allowed 2 goals to JVR and Bergeron. So there's our top 2 lines coming in strong for them there. Let's get right into the third period, and I wish we hadn't, as Patrice Bergeron scores from the red line. Good job, Matt Murray. Good job. Power play, can we score? We cannot, so that's going to be pretty devastating for us as they get a power play. We kill it off, but that's going to be it for game 1. We are down early in this series, down 1-0. But at least it was an away game, so it wasn't too painful for us. We did end up out shooting them by 3, so we couldn't solve Craig Anderson that game, and we could not keep their top line off the board as they scored 2 goals. So we're not really addressing those keys to the series like I wish we would, but whatever. It's only 1 game. We still got potentially 6 to go, at least 3. How are the Wolves doing? They are leading the division, and it looks like they might have the division wrapped up here shortly. 2 more games left. They're up by a couple points. So the Wolves are playing really well. Let's get into game 2 of the NHL series. Still in Colorado. What can we do in this first period? And we can do nothing. We can actually do negative in Andrew Ladd and Sean Monahan getting goals for them. So there are those second and third line goals again for the Avs, and we have 14 shots to their 6, but they're outscoring us 2-0. So Craig Anderson coming up big in that first period for the Avalanche. Can he do it again in the second? Yes, he can. 20 shots, 0 goals for the Blues, as Soshnikov gets one for the Avs to make it a 3-goal game. If we cannot show any signs of life here in the third period, I'm going to need to make some changes to this team, because we can't just come out and score 1 goal in 2 games, and that's not a playoff performance that anyone wants to see, and that's not acceptable, as Soshnikov scores again for the Avalanche. So what a game, man. What a game. Forsberg gets one there late. So the first line is the only line that scored a goal for us in this postseason, as Soshnikov, Anderson, and Monahan are the 3 stars of the game. So the third line there for the Avalanche put up 3 goals that game. I'll be damned. So not a good result in any way, shape, or form. I might just go... I'll tinker a little bit with the lines this game, and if we lose again, I'll just go best lines and say EA, take the wheel, man. Alright, so what are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? Let's look at their... Let's see what lines are giving up goals. So the first line is 0s. Second line is -1. Third line -2. Fourth line -1. So switch out this third line a little bit. What we're going to do... we're going to throw Ribeiro here on the second line. We need a sniper. Yager, is he good enough sniping? Yeah, I believe he is. So 2 pretty good playmakers here alongside of Yager on the second line. Hopefully they should score some goals. We got Vanek, Strom, and Mantha down there on third. We're not touching the fourth line just yet, as just not a good performance from us all around. Defensively, Alsner, Sanheim, and Provorov are -2s. Chychrun, Carlson, -1s. Murray is a 0. Matt Murray, 854 save, 3.5 goals allowed. Not good performance from him. If he plays poorly in this game 3, I will sit him for Ranta, and I will best lines the rest of the team if we lose. So Matt Murray, your job's on the line here in this game 3. Is he going to come out strong? Somewhat. He only allowed 1 goal this time to Andrew Ladd, but we got one back there from Van Eyck. So that moves to the third line, sparked that third line there, and sparked Van Eyck, so they got a goal. Second period, they get one from JVR, we get one from nobody, as Craig Anderson is still stifling this team. Aginla, there we go, Aginla, we got a fourth line goal from right in front of the net. Probably a gritty goal, maybe a rebound, maybe a deflection that led to a rebound. Who knows? But we were severely outshooting the Avalanche as I skipped the T there the first time. We're outshooting them. We're getting more dogs to leave our presence than the Colorado Avalanche are. Outshot them by 13 there in regulation. Could not come out with a goal. So we're headed to overtime. Or could not come out with a goal advantage. So we're headed to overtime. As the score is tied 2-2, let's see what happens. We're outshooting them already in this period. They're probably going to score a first shot goal, because that's how it goes. Nope, they did not. Okay, so 10 minutes left in the overtime. We got a power play, 4-on-3, 5-on-4. We cannot capitalize. They get a power play, and we kill it off. So both teams had some special teams opportunities there. Still a tie game, and we are outshooting them by 12. So let's check out the penalties for that period. Yager with a cross check, Martinez interference, Shaw holding, and Mantha holding. So we had a whole minute of 4-on-3, followed by a few seconds of let me think this through. Yeah, a few seconds of 5-on-3, and then a little bit of time of 5-on-4, I believe. Yeah, and then when Shaw came out, it was even strength again. So could not capitalize on those various special teams opportunities in the overtime period. There we go. We'll get one from big. Jesus, man, we get a goal from Anthony Mantha there in Game 3. So we're still holding on to home ice advantage. We're still holding on to our home ice. As we still hold on to a chance in this series, a chance from hell at least. Man, my words are just not working tonight. So Anthony Mantha gets the goal 40 seconds into that second overtime. So if you took an especially long shit after that first intermission, after that first overtime, you probably missed the goal. But that's okay. I don't understand how Ryan Murray gets a shot from their side of the red line at 6:21 and then from our blue line at 6:13. I don't know. But that's okay. We're headed to a Game 4 with a chance to tie the series up, as Murray first star, Mantha and Van Eyck also stars with 1 goal apiece. As we are headed to Game 4, the chance to tie the series up, still in St. Louis. Pretty big game for us. I feel like it's a must-win at this point. We can't go down 3-1. Headed back to Colorado. We really need to win this game now. So, can we do it? Can we start out strong? Yes, we can. My goodness. So there's Ribeiro showing up on that third line, I think. And then Provorov getting a goal for the defense. So we really took it to Craig Anderson right there in the first period. Got 3 goals on him in 14 shots. So this is the one game where that shot total is coming in handy. Eric Stahl brings it within 2 near the end of the period. So second period, we get one from Verbata, and then Monahan answers back within about 20 seconds. So still holding on to that 2-goal lead heading into the third period, as we give Robin Leonard, we give Matt Murray. My goodness, we give Matt Murray that 2-goal lead heading into the third period playoff game. That should be territory for a win. And Dylan Strome, there we go, fourth line again, pitching in for another goal. So looks like we started to play more defensively there in the second and third periods. They started to outshoot us a little bit. So not too concerning that we got shot by 5 because we outscored them by 3. So our 3 stars of the game: Ribeiro with 2 goals, Provorov with a 2-point night, and Toffoli with 3 assists. So the first line there, at least Toffoli coming up big for us in that game 4. So now we're headed back to Colorado for a game 5. Home team is 4-0. So that does not bode well for us, but the good news is we're still in the series and we still have a chance. All it takes is one game. All it takes is beating Colorado right here to take the lead in the series and have an advantage over the Avalanche. So let's see if we can start out this game strong. And we can't, but we didn't start it out poorly either. Murray gave up an early one to Eric Stahl. That's fine, because we got one from Henrik Sedin about halfway through the period. Outshooting them by 6 there in the first period, so that's good to see. Let's see if we can carry over this performance into the second. And we can. We can. 30 shots to 17. But the score is 3-3, so Matt Murray needs to be better here in this third period, as we got goals from Stroman, Verbata, and JVR got 2/3 of a hat trick there in the period. So third period, we're outplaying them by far in these first 2 periods, but we just need better play from our netminder. They get a power play, and we kill it off. Good shit, boys. They're outplaying us here in the third period, as they're coming back in the shot total. But Provorov scores from the left face-off circle. Can we hold on to this lead? Can we? Can we take it? Yes, we can. Good shit, St. Louis Blues. So we win that game 3 there. Or not the game 3. We win the game 5. The third win for us in this series. And Erik Karlsson comes up big that game with a hat trick of helpers. Provorov with another goal and assist night. And then JVR had his 2 goals for the Avs. So good shit there from the Blues. Good shit. So we took the lead in this series again, and we're headed back to St. Louis with a chance to clinch this series and head on to the second round, where we will be playing the winner of the Predators and Kings series. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have to win one more game here against the Avalanche. Can we start out strong in this potential elimination game 6? No, we cannot. JVR gets another goal for the Avalanche. We only had 5 shots on net that period, so whatever was happening offensively, we need to make some changes, and hopefully that can carry over into the second period. And it does. Tyler Toffoli and Erik Karlsson both score in the second period as we raise our shot total up to 20, and the Avalanche stay down there at 13. So I think the difference so far between our wins and our losses, we're not playing much differently in terms of the shot totals. It's just that in our wins, Craig Anderson, we've been able to get some goals past him, and Matt Murray's been a little bit better than he has in our losses. So let's head into this third period. We still need to get one more goal here for insurance. That'd be really nice. At the same time, if we can just get a good performance from Matt Murray and not take penalties. Provorov scores another goal. So that's 3-game goal streak for Provorov. If he has an assist, that'll be a 3-game goal and assist streak for him, as we are advancing to the second round of the NHL playoffs. Good shit there from the Blues. Mantha gets the empty netter. So yeah, I was really, I'm really relieved. So Provorov had a goal and 2 assists. Karlsson with a goal. Matt Murray with the second star. So as I was saying, I'm really relieved. Really relieved from that performance, because we were shit, honestly, for a lot of the regular season. We played terribly, and I was worried we wouldn't even make the playoffs at all. But we did, and then when we went down 2-0 on the road to the Avalanche, I was really worried we were going to lose in the first round and get knocked out fairly quickly. But we came back, we showed some resiliency, we showed some grit, and we won 4 straight, as the Chicago Wolves won their series 3-1. We won 4 straight to advance to the second round of the playoffs, where we will be facing the Nashville Predators, who had about 7 more points than us on the season. So that's going to be it for this video. I don't want to sim another playoff series, as that will take too long. As always, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below. Say whatever you want to say. We will interact with you. We love to comment back and and talk with people here at Dreams Gaming. So please do that, as well as check out some of our other series, and I'll see you guys next time.